Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Kenneth Glenn, and today we're going to be talking about the debates, what happened there. Because, my goodness, it was hilarious. And people are pissed. So, let's just go through the debates here. So, I gotta say, Trump performed way better than I could have possibly imagined him performing. I did not think Trump was capable of performing as well as he did last night. And, it's impressive, I gotta say. I was genuinely shocked with how well he did. And, yeah, I'm just at a loss for words how well he did. On the other hand, Biden did terrible. And I'm not surprised at all because this is what we've been saying for the last, I don't know how many years, but we've been saying this for a very long time that Biden is not mentally there. We talked about the show the other day, Mark Cuban, which we'll get to him later. We talked about Mark Cuban on the show the other day. He was making fun of Trump, saying that like Trump thinks in sound bites and speaks well, and Biden thinks in full sentences and doesn't. But we just learned that that's not the case. We learned that Trump is with it. Trump knows what he's doing. And the Democrats are panicking right now. The CNN, if you watch the CNN after show, like the show after the debates with CNN, they are freaking out. They have no idea what to do. And there's many theories going out. There's one theory, which Vivek Ramaswamy actually came up with this one. He said at the Republican primaries that Biden's not going to be the real president. He's not going to be the one that runs. And that's going to be someone else. And the theory right now is that the Democrats did this on purpose because this is like the earliest debate in presidential history. And the reason why it's early, a lot of people are thinking, is because they want to be able to trade him out. They want to be able to take Biden out of office and put someone new to replace him. Maybe like Michelle Obama or Gavin Newsom. But I don't think that's the case. I think Biden's still going to run anyway. But it's just kind of funny that Vivek Ramaswamy predicted that 8 months ago. And then here he is basically being proven correct. And the Democrats did their typical thing. A lot of Democrats were actually very fair with the debates and go, yeah, Joe Biden got wrecked. But then there's other Democrats who are just completely blinded and just completely blind. They're like, oh yeah, no, he did great and Trump lied and all he did was lie. And we're going to get to some of these in a moment. But man, the debates are great. The parts of the debates were even funny. And it was really funny. And then after a while, it got kind of sad after a while. Because you realize that this is just an old guy who's being forced to run for president because of his history. And then basically being forced to do this. And someone else is running the country. And this guy is making a fool out of himself for someone else's special interest. Like, this is kind of sad if you think about it. This is elderly abuse if you think about it. But no, this debate basically showed that there's a huge divide between Trump's intellect and Biden's intellect. Now there's many funny parts. Like there's the one part where Biden said he stuttered at the end of a sentence. He was talking about something with immigration, and then he stuttered at the end and like said like a made up word, or maybe he was speaking in Latin. I'm not completely sure. And then Trump goes, "I don't know what you said at the end there, and I don't even think you know what you said." It's just like, it's just funny. It was some funny stuff. They were going back and forth. Biden did his typical crap that he's been doing for the last few years, which is, oh, you called the troops suckers. Oh, you called the troops suckers, and you did the typical garbage stuff that's been disproven time and time again. One thing I gotta say, Trump screwed up on one part, which could have been like the slam dunk to like really end this thing. Because there's totally like totally could have just destroyed everything. And Biden's lucky he didn't. Biden brought up his felony charges. Biden's like, "Oh, you're a convicted felon. You're a convicted felon. You got convicted of 34 felonies." And Trump, instead of doing what I told him to, which is to turn that round back on him, and saying, "Oh yeah, at least I was fit for trial. Your own DOJ doesn't want to convict you because you're not even fit for trial." But instead of saying that, he brought up Hunter, which is not the move. That was not a good move on his part. He should not have brought up Hunter Biden at all. Because like I said, it's useless. Everybody already knows it. Majority of the population doesn't know about Biden's DOJ not convicting him. That's not a publicly known fact. However, Hunter Biden, everyone knows about it. Like, duh. Everybody knows that. Not like how he brought up that the laptop was considered Russian disinformation and that ended up being all true. Like, that was fine. But he could have really slammed it home by saying that his own DOJ won't convict him because he's not fit for trial. He could have easily turned that around on him and secured it. Also, I love how everyone's like, "Oh, Trump lied. What did he lie about? What did he lie about?" If anything, Biden was the one lying. Everything that Trump was saying, he was bringing up facts, and he would literally bring up his sources too, along with it. Yeah, this was a great performance on Trump's part, man. I can't even go over it all. A lot of funny parts and stuff like that. And dude, Biden just looked out of it the whole time. The whole entire time. Biden's just staring into space, dude. He's just like, it's like looking at somebody going through like a PTSD panic attack, and they're just like that look in someone's eyes when they've seen some stuff. That he had like that kind of look in his eyes. And dude, this debate looks so good on Trump. Another thing I wanted to bring up, after the debates were over, a video came out, which this is why they didn't want the press and the media being there. Afterwards, Biden had to get helped down a flight of 4 stairs. 4. There was 4 staircases, or not 4 staircases, but 4 steps. And he needed help down the 4 steps. This is wild. This is sad to see. Alright, let's move on and look at some of the comments from this. There's 2 things I want to respond to, because I think they're funny. So Mark Hamill, who's been a well-known lib for a while now. I don't know how long it's been, but he's been a lib for as long as I've known. And he posted on Twitter saying, "One off night does not change the fact that @Joe Biden is the most legislatively successful president of the U.S. in our lifetime. One off night also doesn't change the fact that the former guy is a convicted felon, serial liar, and an adjudicated rapist who was unfit for any office, period." So, he's saying that one off night doesn't mean that Biden doesn't take the credibility away from Biden, which I don't know what he's talking about. Legislatively successful. I'm not sure what he means by that. I mean, Biden's been terrible this whole time. Biden's been one of the worst presidents. I don't even think I can name one thing that I liked about his administration. Like his whole administration's been trash. Pretty much everything has gotten worse because of Biden, or since Biden. And then, he goes, Trump's is a convicted felon, which, whatever. That's going to be used against him for the rest of his life because, that's just how it works. I've said this for many years. One mugshot can ruin your life. One mugshot. You don't even have to be guilty. If the mugshot's out there, you're automatically a bad person. And then he's a serial liar, which, fact check, untrue. And adjudicated rapist who is unfit for any office. That's the weird part. Adjudicated rapist. Adjudicated. I'm not sure why he used the word adjudicated. That's a weird use of the word. And it's not true either. Because in the court ruling of that court case when he got convicted, the jury even said there is no evidence that Trump raped her. They literally said Trump did not rape the girl. However, he still has to pay the defamation lawsuit anyway. So, it's a little weird, in my opinion. This whole thing is a little odd. So, anyway, there's Biden even tweeted something out saying, folks, I might not walk or talk as smoothly as I used to. I might not debate as well as I used to. But what I do know is how to tell the truth. Which, fact check, untrue. Did not tell the truth at all. He literally said, this is something I wanted to bring up too. He literally said within 10 minutes of the debate, literally 10 minutes, not 10 minutes, what am I talking about? No, yeah, actually it was 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes of the debate, he was already saying that no soldier has died anywhere in the world under his watch. He literally said no soldier has ever died under his watch during the presidency. So basically what he's saying here is he literally forgot about the 13 soldiers who died at Abbey Gate in 2021. Completely forgot about those guys. But to him, they don't matter. As we know how he treated Tyler Vargas when he was in the hospital. But we don't need to get sidetracked here. But yeah, he said, quote, I am the only president in the last decade who didn't have any troops die anywhere in the world. That's his quote. One thing we found interesting that we learned at the debates is, one thing we learned is that, or at least I learned, I don't really follow climate change issues because it's quite honestly stupid. Climate change is garbage. But anyway, we learned in 2023 that it was the hottest year in recorded history. At least I learned that at the debate. And that makes it seem like the Green New Deal doesn't help the climate. It's kind of funny that we're doing all these clean air stuff and we banned the Keystone Pipeline and we did all this stuff. And 2023 was still the hottest year in recorded history. Just kind of funny that he pushed all this Green New Deal stuff and it's still the hottest year in history. It's just kind of funny. Man. But no, I just think that's interesting. Oh, back to the Mark Hamill tweet. So, he said that Biden is the most legislatively successful president of the United States in our lifetime. I'm not sure who our lifetime is referring to, but if he's talking about his lifetime, which, by the way, he's 72 years old. So he was born in 1951. That means he was alive when Truman was in office. He was alive for Truman. And he's saying that Biden, out of all the presidents he's witnessed, out of Richard Nixon, who got us out of the Vietnam War and desegregated colleges and passed so many acts, he's the one that made it so women got paid the same as men in the workforce. He's actually the one that made Title IX as well. And I could just keep going on about how great Richard Nixon was. But out of all the presidents in history, Biden is the one that's the most successful. Biden is. According to Mark Hamill. Which, if that's the truth, if he really thinks that, then I think that he should just lose all of his credibility as a political spokesperson. As someone who speaks out in political issues, that should completely take away all of his credibility. Because Biden's definitely not the most legislatively successful president in his lifetime. And if he actually thinks that, he's an idiot. Like, just truthfully. Moving on, this is the funnier thing I wanted to talk about today. So, Mark Cuban posted on Twitter. No, actually, no. So, here's how it started. So, 17 hours ago, Piers Morgan tweeted out saying, "Hi, Mark. I just wondered if you'd like to reevaluate this tweet in light of last night's fiasco." And he's referring to the thing that we talked about on the show the other day, when he said that he doesn't want to vote for anyone that doesn't think climate change is an issue. And so this is what he wrote. He wrote, "His performance was awful, but so was Trump's." So according to Mark Cuban, both presidents had a terrible performance. But it gets worse. Biden was feeble. Trump couldn't directly answer a single question and lied in every response. In every single response, Trump lied in, by the way. According to him, every single thing. Trump didn't say a single true thing. Ever. For crying out loud, I don't understand these people. Every single response, everything he lied about every single thing. Don't you think it'd be easier to debate somebody who only lies, who only tells lies, and things that are verifiably untrue? Do you think the Democrats would be panicking right now if Trump only lied? Would the debate statistics be the way they are if the people voting like 66 for Trump's favor and 34%, not 30, yeah, I think 34% in Biden's favor? Do you think that'd be a thing if Trump only lied? The question is, what features voter... Wow. The question is, what features voters believe make a better POTUS? Okay, I said that right. Feeble, capable, and ethical, or vigorous, unethical, incapable of telling the truth. And then he goes, "I will vote ethical every time." Then why aren't you voting for Trump, you dingbat? Why aren't you voting for Donald Trump if you're voting ethical? But so on the whole lies thing, Trump literally said that the Democratic Party is trying to get it. So Trump said that currently, with the current way that Roe v. Wade is set up, you can kill a baby right after birth. That is a true fact. That is a verifiable fact. And then Biden goes, "No, you can't. He goes, I support Roe v. Wade. And then he describes the trimester, the trimesters and how they work. By the way, he completely screwed that up too. He didn't even know how the trimester system even works. He completely lied about that as well. And then he goes, and the third trimester, it's up to the woman in the state. It's like you basically just said. So basically what happened was Trump said that you can kill a baby as soon as it's born, according to the law. And he goes, I don't like that. And Biden goes, that's not true. And then says, that is true. He goes, oh, they don't kill babies right after they're born. They kill babies after the mother gives birth. That's basically what he said. Now, Trump took a wimpy and pretty gay stance on abortion, which I don't support at all. I like 2016 Trump, completely anti-abortion, everything. But now I think this is a new thing he's doing. He's supporting the Plan B pill, which is garbage. I don't think he's ever done that before. So yeah, he's taking a kind of a stupid stance on it now. But much far better than what Biden is proposing. He continues, the reality is that Joe Biden wasn't capable last night of debating someone who only lies. See, this is the big thing that everyone's saying. There's two stories. There's three sides of the story. There's the right-wing story, where Biden is just a complete moron who's not fit for office, which isn't necessarily untrue. There's like the logical Democratic side of the story, where they're like, okay, yeah, Biden's in a bad position, they should probably get a new president. And then there's the idiotic side, where they're just saying that Trump or Joe Biden couldn't debate because he only lied. It's easier to debate somebody who only lies. Okay, if we're having a conversation, if we're having a debate, let's just say, I don't know, what's a debate? Michael Jordan versus LeBron, who's the better basketball player? If we're debating, and I'm only telling lies about LeBron or Michael Jordan, and I've only told you lies, it would be easier to debate me because I've only lied. It's not that hard to debate somebody who's only lying, because you just give them the real facts. And you give him facts that contradict what he's saying. But Biden couldn't do that. Wanna know why? Because Trump was actually telling the truth. That's why. He doesn't have the energy or the ability to shut him down, hold him accountable, and laugh at Trump's responses. So he doesn't have the energy or the ability to shut him down. So here's the thing. If you truly believe that Trump only lied, and you also believe that Biden didn't have the ability to shut him down, somebody who's a liar, that would make him unfit for office. Can we agree on that? If you can't shut down somebody who's a liar, they're probably not fit for office. Because it shows that you don't know anything what's going on in the country. I'm just saying, like, if he was really lying, it would have been much easier on Joe Biden's part. Joe could have held his own against a candidate that actually can discuss policy. Oh, he could, huh? He couldn't handle a liar, but he could handle somebody that knows what he's talking about. Yeah, sure. But what wasn't the challenge? But that wasn't the challenge last night, and Joe wasn't prepared or capable of dealing with Donald Trump and his style. So, basically what he's saying is that Biden lost the debate because Trump performed better. That aside, there is no way you can listen to Donald Trump last night and come away feeling confident that Trump has the ability to go deeper than his practiced sound bites. Yeah, he did. Hence why he talked off the top of his head. Also, do you not think that Biden also practiced? I mean, for crying out loud, Biden's main debate against Trump was the same crap he's been saying since 2019 and 2020. He's been saying the same thing. You called those soldiers suckers. You are a felon. You do crimes. You're racist. You want to take away women's health rights. Which is funny, by the way, because Biden actually took away women's rights by basically eliminating Title IX. But that's not even, we're not even going to start with that. He repeated himself often and never directly answered the moderator's questions. What question did he leave unanswered? Because this is another thing that I was actually scared of Trump doing, is not directly answering questions, because he has had a history of doing that. No matter what side you're on, you have to admit, Trump has had problems in the past of answering questions directly. However, last night was not the night. Trump killed it last night. And he did everything almost perfectly. I say almost because he could have really killed Biden on the whole felony thing. But think about it. What question did he not directly answer? He answered them all. There is nothing that you could give anyone. There's nothing that would give anyone the confidence he could hold his own in any complicated situation. You mean the guy who has $8 billion in his bank account couldn't hold his own in any complicated situation? Are you serious? Or, oh, by the way, Trump literally beat Hillary Clinton, who is a longtime politician. He beat many other politicians. He beat a ton of Republican politicians in debates. And he beat Joe Biden, who's been in politics since he was in the womb, pretty much. He beat all these guys in a debate, and we're supposed to act like he can't, stand up to these guys? He's already done it, and he's already proven it. Or that he can intellectually go toe-to-toe with any world leader or adversary. You mean literally his entire presidency? When he shut down pretty much every leader in the world? Shut them all down? Pretty much. Wait, hold on. He can't go toe-to-toe with any world leader? Is that why Russia didn't attack Ukraine during his presidency, but they attacked him during George Bush's administration, Obama's administration, and Biden's administration? Come on now. Smarten up a little bit, Cuban. In fact, his non-answers about January 6th and election exceptions should scare every American about his interest in upholding his oath to the Constitution. So, you mean what he said about January 6th? You mean how he brought up the fact that Nancy Pelosi got exposed by her own daughter about January 6th lies? Which is a verifiable fact that you could literally look up. By the way, he couldn't answer anything directly, even though he did. That doesn't make Biden's performance any less awful, but he answered the questions he was asked, even if the presentation was underwhelming. It's funny when your most diehard supporters can't even defend you. It's funny. It's just funny. And I would ask both Cuban and Hamill, name one reason why you support Biden without bringing up Trump. And they couldn't do it. I guarantee you they couldn't do it. Same thing with Kevin Nash like 4 years ago when I smoked him in a debate. Which is a real thing that happened. You know the 7-foot wrestler Kevin Nash? I destroyed him in a debate when I was like 16 years old. And it's still one of my most proudest moments in history. I made a video about it too. You could just do some scrolling on my channel, you'll see it. And we have the last 4+ years and of his... What is going on here? And we have the last 4+ years and of his being president of the United States without his getting laughed or smirked at. No tell-alls, or leaks discussing his incompetence. No former advisor. What does that have to do with anything? No former advisor or cabinet members saying they won't vote for him. What does it have to do with anything? I'm kind of confused on that. That part just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That gives me the confidence that in the normal duties of the presidency, he could hold his own and do the job. You mean kind of like how he's been doing the job for the last 4 years? The terrible job he's done? Wars are through the roof and this. Unfortunately, this election is not about policies. It's about sound bites, social media, and who delivers the better and better algorithms that deliver the votes. Sure, buddy. It's totally not that Biden has no idea what he's doing, what he's talking about, and that people have been saying for a long time now that their life was better with Trump in office than it was with Biden. Trump is far better than Biden at sound bites and marketing. That's a reality. Yeah, so? You know what else is Trump's better at? Policy, debates, just how to run a country. His world dominance on the global scale. Not being a coward. For that reason, I'm also open to the discussion to replace Biden and or Harris. Biden did so good. The only reason why he did bad is because he debated a liar. If he debated anyone else, he would have done fine. Also, we need to replace him now. But he's dense. It's not like Trump's approval ratings are high. They aren't. It could be an open door to find someone that immediately outperforms Trump. It'd be pretty hard to find somebody that outperforms Trump. Trump actually is one of the most successful presidents we've ever had. Not the most successful, but one of, easily up there. Beyond the loyalty of his hardcore 30% or so, I think a large number of people who currently support him would walk away to a better alternative. No, duh. What, do you think there's some kind of win here? What are you trying to say? Yeah, no kidding. Anybody who supports anybody would go to a better alternative. Duh. I bet you would vote for a better politician than Biden. I bet you would. Huh? See? He's not that good after all. If Trump was so good, you would vote for him regardless if the person over here was better. But he's not. He's not better than the made up person that I just made up. So take that. What kind of win is this? What is he trying to say here? He literally said, like, beyond the loyalty of his hardcore 30% or so, I think a large number of people who support Trump would walk away for a better culture. Yeah, duh. Like, dude, whoa. Bro, this guy is so stupid. Yeah, anybody would. Obama's biggest supporters, if they met a better alternative, would support the better alternative. That just makes sense. Imagine, for example, you had a medication, and then you had another medication that would do it better, and being like, I bet you would take this better medication. Like, yeah, you would. That doesn't make the current medication bad, just because, like, that just makes more sense. Logically that makes sense. Congratulations, you made a logically. I don't even know if you could call this logical. That's not even really an argument. That's just a made up scenario. I bet you would vote for Trump. You wouldn't vote for Trump if the other guy was better. Like, come on, dude. Yeah. We'll get back to the approval rating thing in a minute, though. But if that doesn't happen, I'm still voting for Biden, the ethical candidate who unquestionably stands by his oath and puts the country over special interests or self-interest. Oh, you mean the self-interest of the Ukrainian government that he's had for the last 3 or so years? He definitely doesn't have any special interest. No special interest over there at all. Nope. He definitely doesn't want to give millions and millions and millions of dollars to Ukraine, even though they don't need it, over giving money to people who, over here who actually do need it. He literally took away 98,000 jobs his first day in office. Literally took away 98,000 jobs after saying for months that he wouldn't do it until he could replace those jobs. Then he gets rid of those jobs, shuts down the Keystone Pipeline, and says, screw off. Better luck next time. Let's look at some of these comments. These comments are great, too. So the first one here says, Mark, Biden said that we need abortions because a lot of people are raped by their sisters. Which is fact check true. He literally said that. The Clown World Twitter page said for him to sit down, clown. Or sit this one out. And then the rabbit hole post, I'll vote ethically every time. And then he writes exactly what is ethical. He's asking here, exactly what is ethical about engaging in elder abuse by voting for Joe Biden, ? So anyway, that's going to be the end of my video, guys. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, give it a like. Comment, subscribe for more. Give me your thoughts down below. If you like this video, you could subscribe to the channel. I make content like this frequently. And anyway, I'll see you guys later. Peace.